What's going on, guys? This is Matt from Nowaskey Suspension. We're here with another YouTube video. I am here with James Larson. This video is kind of going to be all over the place. I went to Durango with James. I met James in Sturgis, and he had mentioned he wanted to go to Durango to ride the Brawl. He was riding very good. He's close to us, and so I offered to take his bike out there for him. And I have social anxiety about filming myself in big places. So when Nick's not there to hold the camera, sometimes I struggle to get everything that we want to make a complete video. Currently, I'm at the top of Wolf Creek Pass. I never get out of a vehicle to check the brakes before I go down a big grade hill, but this one's pretty gnarly. I've actually almost lost my brakes before with a big trailer going down this, so just want to make sure the bike was all situated and everything looked good, so I'm going to carry on. It is, it's only 11:30. At night. I have another hour and a half. I'm pretty tired. It's been a long day of driving. Got practice tomorrow, so we got to get there so that James can unload his carbureted Dyna in the morning and make sure that his jetting's right, because he's never ridden at this elevation. So we want to make sure we get him all set up and he's good to go and comfortable with that. I want to see him do well, so wanted to make sure that I had the bikes here so that he wasn't feeling rushed or anything like that. So I'm gonna start my descent and we'll see how she goes. If you don't ever hear anything again, then obviously the brakes didn't work, and if you do, then I guess the brakes did work. Well, good morning, everybody. I made it to Durango nice and safe and late last night. Woke up and had my coffee, and we are headed to the fairgrounds. So we're pulling in here in just a second. We'll get the bikes unloaded and get going for the day. I've been doing this for quite a while now. I feel like old saying that, but it's rare that I've met so many riders out there, and James just really impresses me. He's only been riding a Harley for what?
About 13 months.
Yeah, so James has only been riding a Harley for 13 months, and I am not afraid to say it, but he blows me out of the water when it comes to riding.
from a pretty big motocross background. Did that for about 18 years.
Yeah.
Definitely carries over to these things.
So James is funny to watch ride. Like, I'll try a trick 4 or 5 times before I am tired of letting myself down, and I'll move on to something else that I enjoy doing. James is very much not that way. He will sit there and try something over and over again, and it's just easy to see in his riding how dialed he is. And so I really enjoy seeing that, and it's just a breath of fresh air to see someone taking it as seriously as James does. And so here at Nowaskey, we want to help James in some way, shape, or form, and we'll figure what that is. We don't know exactly, but that's not really what this video is about. This video is about Durango. So in Durango, that was your first time going there, right?
Yep.
What'd you think of Durango?
Definitely sick place to go. The lot was definitely good. Jetting the bike was a little bit tough, but other than that, once we got her dialed, it was a good time.
You've only ever ridden in 2 brawls. The Brawl, for those who don't know, is a stunt contest that's been around from basically Harley-Davidson stunt riding's infancy. And it's a big deal to be invited to the Brawl. They only select 20 riders, and basically the format is 2 runs. Each rider goes by themselves and basically shows their skill for 2 minutes. And James, the first one that you did was just in Sturgis, right? And I could tell that you were a little bit nervous at that one just because it is a big deal to be there. And in that one you placed what?
Ended up 3rd.
In Sturgis?
Yep.
You placed 3rd in Sturgis too?
Yep.
Wow. Okay, so he placed 3rd in Sturgis, and then in Durango you placed
3rd again.
3rd again. So just so you guys know, I've never even podiumed at a Brawl. And I've been doing them for long. That's embarrassing to say, but I don't have any shame in it. And so I was so impressed with James because I've seen a lot of really good riders do the Brawl, but no matter how good they are, your nerves take away from your riding ability, and they usually don't ride in true form until they've done a year or even sometimes 2 years of the Brawls to where then you see that rider's full potential when they do a run. You, on the other hand, you pretty much just are so dialed that you are able to do all your tricks that you know how to do under pressure, which is so cool to watch. The only thing that you really needed was just a little bit of guidance on things like getting the crowd excited and the things that you don't do when you're riding a parking lot by yourself.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So how did you think that you did in Durango? What were your expectations, and how do you feel like you rose to the occasion, I guess?
I mean, I definitely used Sturgis as a learning curve. You know, I had a goal of top 10 there, and I learned that, you know, riding in my driveway and at my little lot by myself, I've definitely developed some skills that were a little bit better than I thought. So I was happy with what I did in Sturgis. I guess the biggest thing that I did better in Durango would be just riding loose and not thinking about the crowd.
The Brawl is hard because it's not like a typical contest where it's just on your ability. It's also on how much of a show do you put on, and your crowd engagement, and you know, the flow of it's one thing to do one really good trick, but like you kind of have to do your really good tricks and then put them all together and form a run, and to where it almost looks like choreographed, I guess would be the word. How do you feel like your riding is, like how do you feel like you're able to do that? Is that getting easier and easier as time goes?
Yeah, absolutely. To be honest, I just kind of treat it like a motocross track. You just attack the course and put everything together and flow really nice and try to do it without any mistakes.
Yeah. What is your favorite part about riding the Brawl or contests?
It'd probably be, you know, riding with all my friends and putting a good show on for the crowd. And, you know, mainly doing it for the kids too, because they just love it. I have kids myself, but I'm getting into it slowly, so probably for the kids.
So Jimmy, his son, is what, 15?
Yeah, he's 15.
And he's shredding a Dyna. And I was telling Jimmy the whole time, I'm like, Jimmy, get on my bike. Jimmy, get on my bike. Like, I wanted Jimmy to ride so bad because I think it's so cool that your 15-year-old son is doing the same thing that you're doing. And I think that you would agree, right? Like, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's a pretty proud dad moment for sure. For sure. Nerve-wracking, but
Yeah. On a closed course, of course. Like, James doesn't just let him go out on a Harley and ride it to school or whatever, anything like that. He just takes him to the lot where it's a closed area and lets him practice and ride. So that's really cool to see. Touching on riding with all the guys, like in Durango, this was such a fun year. I feel like the crowd of guys that is riding in the Brawl they're all there to help each other do as good as they possibly can. Like, in past years, sometimes there's been some weird moments where it's like awkward to be there and everyone's there because they just like want to win and they don't care how the next guy does. This year I saw a lot of guys like giving each other words of encouragement and trying to help each other do well and see them reach their full potential, and that was really cool for me to see. And it made it fun to be there. Like, it really was awesome, and I'm just happy to be able to help you out in any kind of way and watch you do well. I think, you know, seeing the younger guys come up and do all the tricks easier and easier as time goes on is really cool to see. To me, that means that our sport is growing into a sport, and I'm excited to see where it goes. But do you have any thoughts on any of that? I mean, you're probably kind of new to it.
well,
so.
I am the new guy, but I'm definitely the oldest one out there by far. I probably have about 10 years on most of the guys. But hey, you gotta start somewhere.
Yeah.
I just want to say thanks to Matt and Pete and everybody around here for getting my bike out there. If it wasn't for them, I definitely wouldn't be out there. Couldn't get the time off of work, so we had to fly in, but thank you to you guys for sure.
It's our pleasure. So James lives probably an hour and a half from the shop, or 2 hours, so he's kind of local, and it's always cool to see guys, especially like when I first started riding. I didn't think that there would ever be guys in small towns in Minnesota that stunt rode Harleys, you know? It was like rare to see in a big city, let alone in a small one, and so it's really cool, and I'm just happy to help good people so that they can go and do what they're good at. So I think that we will be working with James in some kind of way, shape, or form. We're just trying to figure that out. We don't really know what that'll be, but either way, you know, it was an awesome trip. James is just a rider. He just rides really hard. He doesn't care about all the nonsense and the social media thing. And in my opinion, if you're as talented as James is, you don't need to worry about the social media thing. It's more about true skill and what that person can do on a motorcycle, not how many followers they have. It'd be cool if you had more followers, but we don't give a crap about that. It's your skill level and what you do to help the other guys. And also, James, one thing that I like about James a lot is he is a good role model to the other younger guys. He's very positive, always helping, wants to see guys do good, and that is huge for us too. So I guess with that, that's all I have. Do you have anything that you want to close out with?
Not much. I mean, other
Goals?
than
Any future goals?
yeah,
obviously?
definitely. I have some goals. You're definitely going to see me on the top of the box in that Brawl for sure. When that entails, I don't know, but hopefully by the end of next summer.
Any tricks that you want to learn?
Definitely want to lock in a head drag. I can do them now, but not on lock.
Maybe
Limiter coasters and some circles for sure. We can throw those in with the mix. I think we got her.
I think you got her. Yeah, that's all you're missing. So, everyone, this is James Larson. What's your Instagram handle?
Limiter James 579.
And my name's Matt. You guys are tired of listening to me talk by now, I'm sure. And we'll see you on the next video. Thank you guys, we appreciate you. Oh, make sure you leave a comment, all that mumbo jumbo, like the video, subscribe, and we'll see you on the next video.